Yo, ladies, gentlemen, theys and thems, welcome back to another episode of the Double Kick podcast. You know the usual. We double the kick, we double the games, we double the friends we make along the way. I am just one half of this series we got here, Terry to the T Thompson, and I am joined as ever by the great head of hair. It looks like it's been shampooed and conditioned so well. Dan Hoy. Dan, how's it going, my man?
It is so good to hear your voice again and to see you on my screen.
hmm
This is summer mode, right? We're in the middle of
hmm
summer. It is scorching hot. This past week
Oh
was brutal.
yes,
Um, and what you see in front of you is pool head. It's just coming out of the pool, salt water, and it's just a mess. So,
nice.
yep, living it up.
It is excruciatingly hot. I think we're coming off of a heat wave right now. It's been like 90 degrees. It's either been 90 degrees or it's been pouring rain and
Yeah,
90 degrees.
yeah.
So it's
That's even
it's
worse.
it's even worse. Yeah, and you would think like, yeah, the rain's gonna like cool things down. No,
No,
no.
no, it's the humidity that gets you. Probably the most dad thing I could say. It's the humidity that gets you, right?
I, I was thinking about that. As I was leaving work and it was super hot out. I'm like, I should hit somebody with it's not the heat that gets you. It's the humidity.
You
Really,
should check it out in Arizona. It's dry heat.
right? Really prove that we're getting old. But
Yeah, we're in that
yeah,
age.
yeah.
It's been a while since we've recorded, and I'm so
hmm
happy that we got ourselves back up and running. I know a lot of things have been churning in our personal lives, and this and that. But we have a lot to cover, right? Because it's been
Oh my
such
god.
a while.
Yeah, I'm like bursting at the seams. We've had alternate weekends where I was busy and you were busy, so it's been a little bit since we recorded together. And I knew in that time of like you and I taking a pause, that like we're gonna have like I don't know, 10 games each to like talk about. Dan, I think in the time that we recorded, like the Switch 2 came out, I think.
The Switch 2 came
S-
out,
Like,
and I don't know what the specific date is that it came out, but a lot has happened since the
hmm
Switch 2 came out. I mean, you got one and you got a bunch to say about it. I
oh
haven't, but
yeah.
I speculated.
hmm
Um, and of course, we have our rival nights. However,
Right.
it's not really a time to be, just podcasting while we're competing competitively,
Sure.
right?
Sure.
Or casually. Um, and I'm glad we have this space to catch up here. But
Yeah, absolutely.
before we do, let's start off pretty slow here.
hmm
My question for you today is: you're suddenly struck with the last weapon you used in a game for real life. How doomed are you?
Ooh. Okay, I'm do we count Pokemon as a weapon?
Um, I don't know if I would count Pokemon as a weapon. That's a being, right? It's like
Yeah.
it wasn't initially manufactured to be a weapon.
Right. Right. Okay. Okay, if we're going off of that, then if we're not counting Pokemon, the last weapon I used, I guess would be a sword or like the things you summon in Metaphor, Refantazio, like the things that encapsulate. I forget the names of them now. Um, but I think I'd be pretty good because you can take
You're
down enemies pretty
good.
well in that. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So yeah,
So
I'm good.
if you were, oh, I read struck, but it says if you're stuck with the last weapon in the game you last played
Mm.
for real life, how doomed are you? You would be pretty set if you had those metaphor Refantazio weapons.
If I was stuck with that weapon,
If
right?
you had that and that was just
Okay.
like what you had to defend yourself for whatever situation.
Yeah, if I was stuck with that, I'd be good. If I was struck with that, I'd be dead.
Yeah, I think any weapon we would say we would be dead. But
Sure,
yeah, if you
sure.
were stuck with it.
Yeah, I'm cool. I'm cool. I'm chilling. What about you?
Um I have like a two-part answer here. So if I had sent you some footage about me playing Resident Evil 2 remake,
hmm
it's modded. I don't know if you watched it yet. It is pretty heavily modded with a trainer. So a trainer, you change different settings and physics and stuff. Well, the weapon I'm using is just a pistol, the Matilda pistol,
hmm
and it's just a handgun, 9 millimeter. in a standard run through with no mods, especially if it was a zombie like circumstance, I'm doomed. I'm done.
Yeah.
Um, there's no way I'm going to find enough ammo. It's super slow. I haven't upgraded it. Um, and I'm a terrible shot. I had pretty bad aim.
Mhm.
However, the second part of this answer, if you look at the footage, um, I turned off like ammo, so I have unlimited ammo,
Mhm.
which is great, and the firing speed is at like 500%.
Oh, dude. Okay, so you
Um,
got it.
I'm good. Like
You're great.
it's a heavy machine gun in the
Mhm.
form of a handgun. Nothing's gonna
Yeah.
stop
No, you're done. You're the ultimate weapon at that point.
me. And I
You've got
still
the
haven't
mods in
beat.
real life.
Yeah, I
So
know. If only. Um, but I think of like other weapons, and like the most like silly weapons I've ever used were from South Park for the
mhm.
Nintendo 64,
Mhm.
where you could wield a hen and shoot eggs at other characters or enemies, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's the one, like, where you're, like, fighting turkeys, right?
Yep,
Like,
yep, that's the one.
that's a fever dream in my brain. Like, I played that so much as a kid, but, like, I was, like, super young, just throwing snowballs and, like and then piss snowballs at, like, turkeys or whatever. I'm just like, What is this game? What am I playing right now?
I
This is
lived for
wild."
that, and that's like my sense of humor, just how absurd it was.
Yeah, absolutely. What a great time. Nintendo 64 is such an era of, like, experimentation.
And some games capitalized on it. Conker's Bad Fur Day was a fun
Conker's Bad Fur Day.
experimental one, right? But I never played
Yeah.
that one.
No,
Um,
no, not me neither.
but yeah, that was sort of our little warm up question. We could thank Copilot, the Microsoft AI, for coming up with that question.
Shout out Copilot. Shout out Copilot.
Let's do it
Uh,
again next time.
if I was to use if I were able to use a Pokemon, it would have been Scizor. You know
Oh,
Scizor?
so good.
Yeah, yeah, I love me
That
some Scizor.
Scyther was my favorite, and Scissor is
Yeah,
just like an upgrade to Scyther. So
absolutely.
great choice.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Cool stuff, Dan. I enjoyed our little warm up question. We
Mm,
do have a lot to dive into.
yeah,
So why don't we just get started with the reveal of a game that I think both of us are
oh,
super excited for. I think it was revealed during the Xbox's showcase during the Game Awards.
hmm
I believe that was it. Um, but Persona 4 Revival, Dan,
oh man,
dude,
I'm drooling. I just
yeah,
like
tell
I'm
me.
literally salivating.
Hmm.
Um, I I kind of we had to have seen this coming, right? Like
Sure.
you had Persona 3 remake, you had the Persona 5, it wasn't a remake, but director's cut, what
Yeah,
have
like
you,
Royale.
Royale. Um, and so we're you and I have been asking, well, if they could do that, why can't they do 4, right?
Hmm.
Here here's our wish, here's our dream come true.
It's
And
beautiful.
I don't when I watched this trailer, Terry, oh man, all the feelings that came back just by hearing like the music.
Ah, dun, 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 dun,
It
dun,
just
dun, 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 and then it
chills.
pans to, like, all those TVs, like, stacked on top of each other.
Yep.
Oh my god, dude. Yeah,
The
it would.
glimpse of Inaba that we got, the streets and
Mhm,
everything, and
mhm.
I just, man, I can't get enough of it. And I would play through Persona 4 Golden again. It would dominate 200 hours of my life.
Oh, absolutely, without a doubt. Like, with with how much of a grip Persona 3 Reload had on me, I think Persona 4 would just, like, multiply that. Like, I think I would actually finish this one. I never finished, Reload. That not because of quality or anything, just because of how I am. But yeah, I think I really loved Persona 4, just the cast, the town, and then the story, and just everything about it. The music, obviously. But it was crazy, like, Dan, like, the trailer was legit, like, 20-30 seconds. We saw, like, 2 seconds of gameplay, really, and it's really
Yep.
just, like, the main character running through town. So, obviously, we're a bit of a ways out, I feel like, but, it's still, like, this is this is so exciting. I'm
Did
peeing my
they
pants.
I forget, did they say like a time range or like when they would
I
release
think
the
they
game?
said 2026.
Yeah. We got a while.
So, Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit, and even then, I think it might be towards the end. That's just a guess, but I mean, you never know. You
You
never
never
know.
know. And I know they're going to do a great job. Um, I just, the more I focus on it, the slower time's going to go. So there, we have so many games in our backlog to play, just you and I combined, right?
Mm.
Um, Persona 4 Revival will be here before we know it.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's again so many games to play beforehand. We're not wanting for anything, but it is really cool. This just to see that like this exists. With how well I think Persona 3 Reload did, of course they're gonna do their golden child in Persona 4. So
Yeah, yeah.
it makes sense. It makes sense. The one thing I'm mad about, Dan, is that they didn't call it something like Persona 4 Rewind or something to play on like the TV aspect, or
I
you know what
think
I
it
mean?
was speculated to be Rewind. I
Mhm.
think I saw like a fan made like cover where they would call it Rewind, or maybe if it was even like a project name for it.
Mhm.
But who knows? Maybe there's a reason why they called it Revival.
That would just make so much more sense though, man. Come
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
But whatever. It's cool stuff either way.
I wonder. I mean, now I'm thinking about like Royale. I'm thinking about um, what's the remake for three?
Re
Reload.
Mhm.
And it's like it kind of follows theme. I'm wondering how Revival follows the theme of that story.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like it has to play in somehow. And I wonder, maybe
Maybe,
speculation.
maybe,
Speculations. Maybe there's maybe this like maybe it's a remake, or maybe they take the story in a different direction. Maybe it ends differently or something like that.
maybe.
Huh?
I
Like an
mean,
alternate like universe type thing.
I mean, they could add another protagonist or side character. I don't know. I don't know how they would do it because, I mean, I might be naive in saying this. Perfect RPG, Uh,
Yeah.
perfect RPG, the one I've played in my life that is just like hands down. I have no critiques for this game.
Dude, yeah, it's so good. Like the stakes at the end, like how invested you get like emotionally and like in wanting to see the story through to the end and find out the truth of what is happening.
Yeah,
It's just it's a great time. Like absolutely perfect.
if you're listening and you haven't played Persona 4, absolutely go play it. If you don't have time or the money or resources, watch a playthrough on YouTube. It
Mhm.
from start to finish, it is absolutely worth it. Um, it's very relatable. So get
At
on
the
it.
very least, like throw the soundtrack on and like jam
Oh,
to it in your
the
car or something.
soundtrack, man.
So good.
I when I got Persona 4 Golden, it was for the Vita,
Mhm.
and it's so easy to play handheld.
Mhm.
It's still such a pretty game for when it came out. Um, and then I bought the original Persona 4 for the PS2. I actually went to like a video game like thrift store,
Yeah.
bought a PS2 just so I can get Persona 4, the original.
Oh, really? Wow.
And it came with like a second disc, which was the soundtrack. And I burned it into my hard drive. But since I got rid of the PS2, I also got rid of Persona 4 and that soundtrack.
Oof.
So
Oof.
bummer.
That's definitely like $300 right now these days.
Yeah, yeah. Hindsight 2020, But
Yeah, for sure. That's something you
still,
don't get anymore, like a soundtrack with the game that you buy. You don't get that anymore.
yeah. I can't think of any other games that. I mean, who gets a disc game these days? I can't think of
That's
another game that would come with a
yeah.
soundtrack.
That's the other question. Physical media, man. The death of it is it's awful.
Yeah, it's funny because this past week we tried to set up like a game sharing
Oh my
system
god. Right, yeah.
um, because I know the Switch 2 also allows you to do that with their digital cartridge or whatever.
Mhm.
And there's so many like caveats and like nuances that it's not as simple as just, hey, I'm gonna just give you the game,
Mhm. Right.
and then you put it back when you're done, right?
And dude, you and I live in like a 2 states away or 1 state away, and you like you mailed me your copy of Stellar Blade for me to
Oh yeah,
play. Probably not the easiest thing in the world to do, mailing somebody, but still, it's like, you gave me your copy and I played it
Right.
and I gave it back, and it's like, you can't do that with, like, Steam licenses or anything, like.
No. Because like Nintendo Switch cartridges are like, I don't know, the size of your thumbnail.
Mhm,
Um, I remember my brother had lent me Super Mario Odyssey for the Switch, and that was the first time and only time I played it, beat the game. But he gave me the cartridge. He didn't give me the case. And
mhm.
I'm like, how am I how am I supposed to mail this back? I'm not gonna put it in a box. I'm not gonna put it in an envelope.
Right.
I mean, there's so much risk there. And I think it
Mhm.
happened to be that I was sending him like a gift or something. Um, and there's like a little space I could put the cartridge. But even then, I'm like, I hope he finds it because it's tiny. I could easily lose it.
Sure, don't throw the box away and then throw
Yeah,
away your game as well.
exactly. Exactly. So times have changed.
Times have changed. It's unfortunate. I try to support physical media as much as I can now. It's a little hard because like I switched to PC, so obviously my library is going to be mostly Steam. But with the Switch 2 now, I'm trying to make an effort to like mostly buy Switch games and Switch 2 games. There's a bunch of local like retro game stores and mom and pop stores around me, so I'm trying my best to just go out there and buy from them. But that's a different story for a different episode.
Yeah,
You know.
absolutely. Absolutely. How about we get into some of the games that we have lined up for today?
Yeah, absolutely, Dan. I'm so excited for this next one we have coming up. We did do a whole episode on it already. Me and our guest shots, but you are also playing through it, and
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear your opinions on it. Clair Obscur by Sandfall Interactive, my personal game of the year so far.
Already. Wow.
Yeah, dude, already. There are some contenders though. I'm playing some great contenders, but
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Tell me how you're getting on with it.
Man, it is a phenomenal game. And I am so excited to make like progress in this game. I'm taking my time with it. I know it takes some like mental capacity. It's got some
Yeah.
emotion to it, right? So I'm a little bit of a perfectionist where I want to be in the right mindset and the right mood to play this
Hmm.
game because that's what it deserves. It's such a piece of art, and there's a lot of depth to every line of dialogue, every character, every like piece of lore, every weapon. Um, that I want to take it all in, right?
Sure.
So I'm taking it slow, but what I've played through so far was incredible. It has been
Mm,
incredible. And the strategy, what I like most is that the strategy in these battles, these RPG battles, um, I'm thinking about them a lot differently than I have with previous RPGs and stuff. It's so almost akin to I'm forgetting the name, Bravely Default,
okay.
where you kind of have to plan moves ahead of time
Mm,
to be building up your like the colored orbs to pull off certain attacks and chains.
sure.
Um, and I absolutely love like the timing, the like action button timing like system with the
Mhm.
parries, with the moves. I Everything graphically is just mind blowing. All of it. I have so many good things to say about this game, and I just got through um, the underwater level. It's
Okay.
like the very beginning.
Mhm.
Um, Went through my first boss fight. I failed many times, which I
Sure.
kind of like failing, so I'm like I'm learning.
Mhm.
Um, but everything is like sophisticated and extravagant, and I love everything about that.
That's
Music,
I think that's
yeah,
yeah, that's a great way to put it. Sophisticated, extravagant. I know your this kind of seems like a one-to-one comparison, so maybe it's not like true all the way, but like I know your love of Les Mis and just like and musicals. So obviously the French
oh yeah.
themes. Yeah.
This
But I'm like,
this
oh,
ties it on. It's up right on spot.
sure, sure. It's super on the nose, but I'm like, maybe Dan will like that aspect of it.
It's the French, it's the music, and it's the vengeance. You put those
Yeah.
together, and I'm on that boat.
Something about those 3 just really
Yeah.
gets Dan going. He loved Assassin's Creed Unity, and he
Yeah.
loves,
I
Clair
love Les
Obscur.
Mis. I know I love this game, and I can't wait to see what else is in store,
Mhm.
with new characters, movesets, story, all of that stuff. Um, but as I had already mentioned, I like losing. I like failing. I like having to do it again. Um, I'm like amped up to do it because I know, okay, this is, if I get this far, I know this is the path, and I think it's very fulfilling that way. I have
Yep.
not really any critiques right now. I mean, again, still pretty early,
Mhm.
um, but I'm having a great time so far, and I know I uploaded some footage, so if that is included in this episode, people could see, well, the progress I made in the short amount of time.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you made some great points. Like losing doesn't feel as like heartbreaking in this game as it does in some others. You know, it's an opportunity to learn. Like you're gonna lose battles so many times just learning the timing of enemies' attacks. So you're getting as you lose, you're constantly learning the timing a little more, and you're getting better and better and better. And once you finally do beat that enemy, it's such a it's a Dark Souls or a FromSoft feeling of when you beat one of their
Oh
bosses.
yeah,
It's just
yeah.
it's so good. And then some of that timing like sticks with you, so when you go back and fight like the minions or random enemies around the world that are of the same variety, you're like, oh, I know how to beat you already. I know the tricks to you.
Hmm.
I shoot this guy's eye out first, and then I do this attack, and da 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 da, and you
Right.
develop a routine. It feels so good. And I've waxed poetically about this for like 2 hours on
I'm sure.
episode before this. So
You
but
and Shasta, yeah, it's great episode. I listened to parts of it. Obviously, didn't
mhm,
want it spoiled for me.
sure.
I'm happy that you guys had that chance to gush about it, and
Mhm.
I can't wait to like make more progress. Listen to the rest of that episode and gush with you guys.
Dude, absolutely, and stick with it. It's like I think you're doing it really well, just like, taking it slow and enjoying it. It's a roller coaster. Like the
Mm.
story, I thought the story was going one way, Dan, and not only did the story go the other way, it did a couple flips on the way there,
Oh
then it
man,
backtracked, and then
wow.
it like cooked me dinner, and then it served me dinner, and then I ate it, and then it went the other way again. I'm like, I don't know how I got here, and then something happened at the end. I'm like, what? I don't know. Is this a video game anymore? But it's so good. And I think my only advice is you're gonna with like all the Pictos and Luminas, right? And all
Yep.
that stuff.
Mhm,
You're
mhm.
gonna gain so many of them towards the end. And I felt really overwhelmed. I'm like, okay, what's the best way to build this character and this character? The game is like you can do that. You can definitely min-max your characters and look up the right build. But I found something that worked for me. Maybe it wasn't the most optimal build, but it worked and it got me through the game. So I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah. I
it's
think you're right. Sometimes we can get caught up in min max, where it's like, do what you want, right? How do you feel the flow's going? And you
yep.
do have a chance to respec your character if you want, right?
Mhm.
So there's less pressure there. Oh,
Yeah.
one critique, Terry,
Mhm.
right at the very beginning. I want to say after like 25, 35 minutes, I wandered off where I wasn't supposed to. I mean, after the fact, you said, "Mm, yeah, you could have done that." Um, but I wandered off because I thought that's where I was supposed to go, and I ended up in a fight with a mime.
Right, right.
That mime is the creepiest thing I've ever seen in a JRPG.
Right,
Was
right.
unbelievable how creepy that was,
Yeah.
and it was impossible to defeat the mime.
Yeah.
Um, and so when my party died, I restarted. I was like, I need to fight that again. For some, like, really masochistic reason, I had to
Dude,
go discover this mime
all
again.
most of the fights in this game are like that. Where I'm like, I need to do that again.
Yeah,
Like,
like, I think
yeah.
I can do it, and if I
Mhm.
really, like, get tedious about it. So I went to do it again, and then I noped real quick out of there, and I quickly discovered, that when you flee a battle, the enemy doesn't, like, disappear or just, like, wander off on their own, they chase you.
Oh,
Um, so
oh
when the
god.
mine was chasing me and I couldn't find my way back, I turned off the game. I'm like, "F this game, I'm done. I don't I don't wanna touch this for a while."
Oh my god. I didn't know that they chased you.
Yeah, they chase you, well, they wander for, like, maybe 2, 3 seconds, but because it was like a circular platform, I couldn't find the exit, and I'm like, I panicked. I'm like, "Where do I go? Where do I go?" So I just did
Mm.
circles, and so it would just aggro me again and like
Oh
make this
no.
creepy mime sound and chase me. Um, and try having that in your dreams at night.
I don't not the mime dreams, please.
Oh God, I can't get
There's
away from it.
and there's multiple. There's like there's multiple throughout the world. They
That's what I figured. Yeah, that's what
yeah,
I've come across some like creepy JRPG characters before. But
sure.
this one takes the cake for sure.
Yeah, the game has a funny sense of humor sometimes, because it's very serious and dire circumstances, but then you'll just come across a like 7 foot tall mime that's like
Oh
proportions are crazy,
yeah,
and it's just like, What are we doing here?" And then the game has some like really funny dialogue moments that just like it's a really shine like a good burst of humor in the really
yeah, yeah.
harrowing circumstances, so
Every
it's funny.
drama could use that, and I'm sure it
Yeah.
makes the humor a little bit more, a little bit sweeter. So,
Yeah.
looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing more about it, as you develop as you go on this journey. I'll be keeping an eye on the Discord for all the,
Oh man,
F this mime, what am I doing here?"
yeah, the boss fights and stuff. Like it's cool because a few of our friends are also playing through it, and they have like great reviews so far. So,
Mhm.
um, we keep that light shining, and we'll see where we get. Again want to take my time and see where we end
Yeah,
up.
absolutely. I'm gonna say here and now as we're ending this section, this is, I'm saying here, I'm
Mhm.
saying it now, put the timestamp on it, Game of the Year, Game Awards 2020 what, 6? 2025?
2026,
2025? I don't know. Whatever
2025 happening in 2026.
right. Whenever the next Game Awards is,
Yeah,
this is Game of the Year.
whichever.
Mhm.
Ah, can't wait.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So, how about we take a quick break and we come back and get back into some of the games we have on our list.
Let's do it up. All right, and we are back. Dan, I've been, I have a propensity to start up really long games after another really long game, and
Naturally. Yep.
absolutely, why not go from one really long turn-based Game of the Year RPG to another really long turn-based JRPG? I've been playing through a little bit. I'm not too far in. Metaphor, Refantazio.
Hmm.
They just dropped on Game Pass not too long ago, and I'm like, wow, this is a perfect opportunity to dive right into it. I've been looking forward to it ever since it came out. I just did not have the time whatsoever. But it's on Game Pass. It's basically free, so
Yeah.
let me hop into it. Again, Dan, I'm like super early on. I got through like the tutorial section, and then I got a little further than that as well. I got to the part where the plot kind of like just kicked off. So you know your enemy, you know what you must do, and you kind of have like a basis. So I would say like I haven't even done the first like palace or dungeon yet, but I'm working my way up there now.
All right.
Um, but it's a lot of fun, dude. It's another Atlas JRPG, so you kind of know what you're getting into. Um, the characters in this one are really cool. I've only met a couple so far. Again, super early on, but I think the how there's always like the male best friend. So you have the
Yep.
Ryuji or the Yosuke. I think the one in this one, his name is Stroll. I think he might be the best friend, like male
Really?
best friend yeah. He's not again, this game's more mature than the Persona games. I
Okay.
think there's a darker tone to it. So like people actually die. Like people are like getting like killed in front of you and like it's actually like, there are some like harrowing circumstances. But the male best friend in this one, his name is Stroll and
Hmm.
he's like he's just he's on a mission and he has a noble heart and you can tell he's just like a really good guy and like from the beginning he sticks up for you in a certain circumstance, and then you stick up for him a little later on and then like from that moment you're like, yo, I got your back, you got my back. And like he's not a creepy guy like maybe Yosuke or Ryuji can be sometimes. And he's just really cool so far, so he's one of your party members, and this is not a spoiler. You get him like super early on. It's like the first guy,
All right.
and then um, you get another party member, but I'm not going to go too much into it. So this isn't really about that. But
All right.
I just really like the tone of it. Like I said, it's darker than Persona. People are killing each other. It's like you're on a mission to like assassinate somebody at the beginning, and
Uh-huh.
it's like if this happened in Persona, like in those games, they're always like juggling with the idea of like, hey, if we go into this person's mind and destroy their palace and they go crazy and do something to themselves, is it really worth it? And then in like Persona 4, they're like, if we kill this guy that killed this person, is that really the right thing to do? But in Metaphor, it's just like, no, we're about to kill him. Like yeah, there's no question about it. He's got to die. He's got to go. um and it's really cool. I'm really liking that. It's such a unique world too. Like, it's so hard to create a fantasy world that doesn't feel the same as other fantasy worlds when you've got things like elves and you know elves and gnomes and stuff like that. Every fantasy world can kind of feel the same, but this one feels really unique in the fact that there's so many different races. There's like elves as well. I don't know if they call themselves elves, but they're called something else. But
Right.
they got the elf ears. But then you've got like people walking around with like angel wings, and they're a certain race. You've got people walking around with like dog tails and dog ears. They're a certain race.
Oh,
Little bat people walking around, and they're a race. And then you've got and the game has like real life themes. So there's themes of like racism. So some races are held in a higher regard than others.
hmm.
And then you play as a race called an Elda. And from what I can tell so far, Elda, like, they don't have any physical distinctions. They kind of just look like regular people. Like, they don't have any like dog ears or angel wings. They're just regular people. And they're like at the bottom of like the tier list of like, who's held in the highest regard. So it's really cool. The game, it's a unique world. It has some unique circumstances, and I think what I like about it is like the villain of this game. He's the villain from the very beginning,
Hmm.
like from the opening credits scene, like before you even start the game. Bam, he's the villain, and then like you do your little tutorial scene. Once the plot like kicks off, it's like, okay, that's our bad guy, and there's no if, ands, or buts about it. Like, the game makes it really clear, like black and white. This is your goal. All
Right.
right. So I really like that about it. Kind of just like, there's no what ifs and all that.
Yeah.
But I'm really looking forward to it. I'm again super early on, but the boss fights have been fun. The they're not really like personas anymore, and I forget what
Uh,
archetypes is what they're called. Yeah, it's like the personas you get. Um, but you're not collecting like a million different personas or demons. You're collecting these things called archetypes, and
mhm.
what that is like, there are a couple different ones. There's one called a knight. There's one called a seeker or a magician.
Yeah.
And as you unlock like social ranks with different people, you unlock new archetypes, and you can put different archetypes on different characters and stuff like that. So you can
Yeah.
have like three of your party members all with like the magician archetype, or three with the knights, or you can give one person a knight, one person a magician. You can like swap them back and forth. And that's pretty cool. I think the one thing that always like, I don't think it like bugged me about Persona, but it's definitely on my like list, was like in Pokemon, you're catching Pokemon, you're getting attached to them. And in
Yeah.
Persona, I'm like, I get a Persona, but I immediately got to get rid of it because it quickly gets like um outclassed by another Persona or something
Yep.
like that.
Yep.
Or like you immediately got to throw Arsene away at the beginning of Persona 5 because he's super weak, and it's like something like that. You never really feel attached to them.
Right.
But in Metaphor, it's a little different. Like, you're not getting attached to these archetypes, but you're also not collecting like a million different personas. You're not. I don't think there's a fusion system or
Mhm.
either. You're
Okay.
just like collecting these and you're leveling them up. And it's really cool. I like how it's different in that factor. But I'm really excited to see how it develops.
That's
And
awesome.
Yeah, I think you'd like this too. I think
Oh
it'll.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's on my list. It's downloaded. It's like ready to go. And it's an Atlas game. I think in listening to you talk, it's more than just Persona with more dire circumstances, right? People
Hmm.
are dying, yes, but it's like high fantasy. It's taking, a tried and true formula of like battle mechanics into a whole different universe.
Yeah.
And I like what you said about personas versus archetypes. Fun fact, Terry, they all come from a very similar theorist in psychology world,
Here we go.
Carl Jung. And so
Hell.
Carl Jung, Jungian psychology, he talks about um, persona, shadows, like we see in the persona games, right?
Hmm.
But also archetypes are a major foundation of
Ah, that's cool.
psychology theory. And I won't go too much into it. Look into it. You'll see all
No,
the
no,
same.
I like learning about these things, man. That's cool.
It's a lot of similarities, but archetype is like the role that a personality takes, the savior versus the teacher versus, it might sound a lot like Myers-Briggs personality types.
I'm an INFP if you're curious.
But no, I mean, you see how certain traits and roles fall into certain personalities, and maybe even in different situations,
Mhm.
just like you would see with personas and shadows. Um, one being the mask, the other one being more like, I don't know, the traits that you show.
Mhm.
Um, but that aside, these Atlas, they do their homework, right?
Oh yeah.
They don't like just skimp by bare minimum. They have a whole class system. Sounds like even like a social hierarchy.
Mhm.
Um, they do their psychology homework. I'm sure there's like a bunch of symbolisms and metaphor.
Got him.
But it sounds like there's a lot of like heart in this game in
Oh
terms
yeah.
of the actual plot and just the development of this game. So
Mhm.
um, I've heard a lot of good things about this game. I'm very excited. Our
Oh yeah.
again, mutual friends are playing it, and many of them are saying they like it better than Persona. And
Mhm.
that's them. And I can't wait to see that pan out for you for when I eventually pick it up and play.
Mhm.
Um, and I also want to contrast it with Atlas more dark, not sinister, but like darker series,
Mhm.
the Shin Megami Tensei games.
Yeah, yeah.
And just to see like where is there if there's an Atlas like spectrum, where do these games fall? I'm just so curious.
Yeah, I'm curious about that too. They just re-released like a remaster of a game like I had no idea about.
Mhm.
Rido. You've heard about that, right? Oh,
I don't think I have.
okay. No worries. But it's like it's an older game of theirs, but it's a real-time action combat, real-time action combat of theirs.
Mhm.
So I'm again, yeah, like you said, I'm curious to see grouping all these Atlas games together, where this falls in, like with if within their hierarchy or whatever. But it's just cool to see them take like these tried and true formulas that they've developed and perfected throughout the years. These the social links, the leveling up your friendships and how that affects combat, and taking that same system to the next level.
Yeah.
One cool thing about metaphor I'll talk about before we move on. It's like you in Persona, it's just straight turn-based action. You can get the drop on enemies and get a little like edge in combat. With this one, Dan, it's like if you see an enemy out in the wild, you can scan them, and depending on what color they are, like blue, yellow, I might be getting the colors wrong, but it's like certain colors, if they're the same level as you, below your level, or higher level,
Oh yeah.
then you
Yeah.
can you can run up to them and you can attack them like in real-time combat and stuff. So if they're below level than you, then like you can attack them. You don't even have to enter turn-based combat, and then they'll die, and you'll get the experience. So you
Yep.
can kind of just like farm like that. If they're the same level as you can attack them a little bit, and then if they get stunned, then you can like enter turn-based combat, and then like you got a little bit of advantage. And then if
Yeah.
they're higher level than you, I think it's a little it's a little harder than that.
That's
But
interesting.
it's just adding these like twists and these like different ways to do the same thing that I really enjoy. It's just a
Yeah.
little bit of salt and pepper on the same formula.
It adds another layer to it. I think
Mhm,
Persona 5 had that later in the game, like late
mhm,
stage, where if it was an enemy that was like super weak, well below level,
mhm.
and you're farming for like I don't know loot or whatever, um, it wouldn't even enter battle. It would just say, "Okay, we get it. You're good.
Oh, you're right. Isn't
You
like when
win."
you like Morgana or something, and you run into them.
Oh yes, yes. When you're Organa, you're in the bus or van or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right. Good stuff.
Those are the best. When you just like, okay,
Oh
I am
yeah.
overpowered right now.
It's a great feeling, though. It's a
Oh yeah,
great feeling.
for sure.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I'm glad you picked up Metaphor.
yeah, dude. I think you'd enjoy it. You know, you already. I was about to say it's on Game Pass, but you did get it gifted, so
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
it's no rush for you. Of course, there are a lot of JRPGs and fantastic
Ah,
games to be
so many,
played at the moment.
so
Yeah,
many.
absolutely. Well, if you ever need to fight the urge or whatever, let me know. But speaking of fighting, Dan, you've been diving into Capcom fighting game collection. Is
Yeah,
that true?
specifically the second one, Capcom Fighting Game Collection 2.
Okay.
Um, I also purchased Capcom Fighting Collection 1 and Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection.
Oof. Oof.
All great games,
Oof. Mhm.
so many classics. I don't talk about fighting games often. I think the
You
last one I
don't.
talked about was Street Fighter 6.
Mhm.
Um, but I chose to talk about Capcom Fighting Collection 2 because there is one game on there that I was crazy about in my teen years. It was Capcom versus SNK 2, Mark of the Millennium 2001.
Okay.
Um, and I played that. That was like my mindless like game just to like take the edge off after school or whatever.
Mhm.
I played it every single day. I knew every like move for every character. Man, so I um I was so excited to pick this up to play that game again. It's the arcade version, so it's set up a little bit differently where I can't pick um, like a certain setup of characters I want. And you have to change like ratios for who gets the most like basically like life bar
Mhm.
versus the other two characters on your team. But it's a 2D fighting game, and yeah, it's just quick, arcadey fun. Um, Really cool, very flashy, great music, great visuals.
Nice.
Um, and it gave me an opportunity to play some of the other games that I hadn't played
Mhm.
as much before. Um, Street Fighter Alpha 3, I played on like a Game Boy Advance, but being able to play it on like a
Mhm.
controller, console, quote unquote, really fun. One of the games that I think you'd be really interested in, Terry,
Mhm.
it's called Power Stone. Have you heard of Power Stone before?
I heard of that name before. Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is ridiculously fun.
Okay.
Um, I first played Power Stone on the Sega Dreamcast, and I had no idea what it was. I was just a teenager, and it is not a 2D fighting game. It is, how do I describe this? It was well before Super Smash Brothers was a thing.
Okay.
And if any game inspired Super Smash Brothers, it was Power Stone.
Oh.
And you were set on a stage and you could move. It was like through four dimensions. You could move anywhere.
Mhm.
It was a live stage with a lot of different things going on, cannons, vehicles, weather, anything. You could pick up items. If you were knocked out or if you fell off stage, you would come back in like a shining light
Okay.
and
Okay.
just continue fighting like you would Super Smash Brothers.
Oh.
And it's even to a point where they call it Power Stone because when you collect these stones, these like colorful gem-like stones, collect enough of them, your character gets to use your ultimate attack.
Mhm.
Now, if you think about it, think of Super Smash Brothers. Is there anything in Super Smash Brothers where if you collect enough of it, you get to use your ultimate attack?
Oh yeah, you get the smash ball
The
and
Smash
boom,
Ball.
your ultimate's there. Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh.
Power Stone is set up just like that, and that was before Smash Bros. Melee and um, Smash Bros. Ultimate. All of that stuff came to the surface. So I think it was really fun to see like how it inspired like these. I guess we'll call them arena fighting games.
Mhm.
Um, and just how ridiculously fun it could be with other, even just bots, but having multiplayer capabilities, having your friends with you, or even online playing these games.
Yeah, dude.
The mayhem and the chaos is what it's all about. And I think it was just that I stumbled upon this game as part of the collection.
Hmm.
And I want to keep playing it. I captured this footage too, and I think once you see it, you'll be like, yeah, this is complete mayhem. I'm for it.
Nice.
Um, and it's funny. It's such a funny game. So I'm happy I picked up the collection. I'm
Hmm.
looking forward to trying some of the games I haven't touched before: Project Justice, Plasma Sword, and then just sticking to the classics that I know, not in just Capcom Fighting Collection 2, but even in 1,
Hmm.
and especially the Marvel versus Capcom collection.
Oh yeah, dude, the classics. I don't know anything about fighting games, but I know like that's where it's at.
Yeah, yeah. I think I want to say it's one of the first games where I saw a lot of like my favorite Marvel heroes be in a video game. I
Hmm.
mean, you have like your Super Nintendo, like Spider-Man side scroller games and things like that,
Sure.
but to see it in a fighting game and like kind of see the lore play out a little bit,
Hmm.
in those interactions, super fun, super cool.
So
Huge
cool.
fan base following Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Um, and it's just endless repetitive fun. So I think I may get into a fighting like fighting game phase.
I was about to say it's fighting game Dan mode.
Yeah, yeah. I was
I
oh
love
man,
that.
I'm all about it. I remember when I was in middle school when I kind of discovered Marvel versus Capcom. I think it was Marvel Superheroes at the time versus
Hmm.
Street Fighter. Um, we I was in computer class and we got to make our own calendars
Hmm.
using the latest Apple software
Oh man.
on those giant, colorful like monitors.
Yeah, drop them and like break the floor, like
Yeah,
how huge they
exactly.
are. Yeah.
So we got to make our own calendars, and every month I just pulled like sprites and pictures from Marvel superheroes versus Street Fighter, and
Hmm.
just made every month a different character.
That's cool.
I was so proud of that calendar. I don't know what I did with it, but it looked so cool. And from there on, I was just like, my thing was fighting games.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so cool. That's a bit of lore about you that like I didn't know that like how into it you actually are. That's
Oh yeah.
that's you know that's cool to learn. That because
Yeah.
the people who are into fighting games are like live, breathe, eat, die fighting games.
Oh
So
yeah.
it's like to me it feels like you're either into them or you're not into them. So
hmm
it's
hmm
it's cool.
I think what turned me away from fighting games was when I played either Street Fighter 4 or Street Fighter 5, and it was the first time I was able to play online, and I got
Hmm.
demolished
Oh sure,
every single time. And I'm just like,
absolutely.
I can't do it. Maybe it's just not for me anymore.
No, I get it. I went to the barcade that's around here with my one friend Garrett, and he's like super into fighting games. So I played Marvel versus Capcom 2 with him. And again, I don't know anything, but I'm just like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a fun time. I didn't get one hit in, bro. Like, I don't know what these
It's
people
fun,
who are
right?
into this community
Yeah.
know that I don't, but it's and I,
Uh,
I play games, man. I play games, but
sure. Yeah. But it's a
it's not
science.
easy.
Like
It's a science. Yeah,
you
it's a
have
different
to study
language.
it. Yeah. Even with Smash Bros, right?
Hmm.
Um, like when you first learn from shots, right? Like
Hmm.
all the different like technicalities of technical moves you could do. You would never know unless like someone did it to you and you lost terribly, or you
Yeah.
watched someone do it.
No, that's what it is. You gotta lose a million times just to
Yeah.
learn a couple lessons. But whatever, that's cool. Like, listen, if you wanna play together, I could boot up some Marvel vs. Capcom. We can
We
we
can
can we
make it
can
work.
we can run the ones.
Oh, absolutely. I think there's even a function where we could play in the same like squad, but
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah,
who knows? You know.
absolutely. I wanna look into Power Stone too. I definitely that I was
Oh
looking it
man,
up as you were talking about it. I'm like, yeah, this seems my
it's
vibe.
fun. It is fun. Like you fight the stage at some point. The
That's
stages.
fantastic.
Yeah, it's man, that's so fun. What do we have next?
We got so you got here's a good one. Nine Souls.
Nine Souls. Sorry, there's
Tell me
no
about that.
segue into Nine Souls.
No, dude, tell me
Um,
about it.
I I got Nine Souls a while ago, and Nine Souls looks like, on the surface, a Metroidvania that I would have liked. I mean, I do like it, but
Mhm.
before I even bought it, I'm like, oh, let's try it out. I know some people that like this game, and Terry, it is a hard game. That's
Yeah.
really what it comes down to. It's a hard game.
Mhm.
I I, I understand the controls, I understand the mechanics, but it's just like it is not fair.
Yeah, dude, it's tough. It's tough. I know I brought this up like Bob Nine Souls like maybe a year ago at this point. It's a
Yeah.
game I keep trying to get back into and I keep failing, not because it's bad, but just because like, of how I am. But yeah, it's tough. The parry timing, the just
Yep.
getting things right. It's one of those games I'm like, if I could get good at this would probably feel fantastic
Oh
though.
yeah. And I am determined to play this game through. Um I just I the last time I played a game this tough was Iron Tales? Tales of Iron.
Oh my god, yeah.
With the little rat that is fighting these like frog creatures.
Mhm.
Um and I remember how much my fingers hurt at the end of that game.
Sure,
I remember I,
absolutely.
I remember I said it to the group chat too. I was just like, this is unbelievable and I can't feel my thumbs.
Mhm.
Um and I would get so frustrated. My heart would be pounding, and it's great. I had a lot of fun, and I'll play Tales of Iron, yeah, Tales of Iron 2.
Mhm.
Um, but I look at Nine Souls and I'm like, oh man, not again.
I can't see the finish line, and I'm scared to get
Yeah,
there, man.
yeah. Part of me is like, you know what? Just mod it. Just play it on your PC and mod it. And I'm like, no,
Sure.
no, I've done it before. I could do it again, and it's gonna be
Mhm.
worth it. Um, I think I just have to get into a flow with it and practice and practice. But I am at the first boss fight, and
Mhm.
I can't tell you how many times I've lost that first boss fight. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? It's like I think what it comes down to is that he just has a ton of HP. That's it.
Mhm.
It's an endurance thing. So I will give it time, but it might be a long time before I make notable progress in that game.
Sure. It's one I wanna get back into and finish so badly. I definitely before, like, Silk Song comes out because it deserves it, and,
Yeah.
I love the aesthetic. I love,
Oh yeah.
like,
Yeah.
the combat feels so good, so tight. I definitely wanna give this another chance, but,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
It again, tons of good reviews, and
Mhm.
people say it's worth it. Same thing, people said that for the Souls-like games, Bloodborne, Sekiro,
Mhm.
all of those. So if I could play those games, Terry, I could play this one. It's just
Bro, yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
yeah,
You beat you beat Bloodborne, you beat Tales of Iron. I couldn't even beat Tales of Iron, bro.
yeah.
So,
That one was a true test of patience.
yeah, dude, and the combat in that one felt like I wouldn't say significantly, but it felt worse than Nine Souls, to
It
me at
was it
least.
was kind of clunky, big
A little clunky.
hitboxes, and then like timing was weird, but
Mhm.
um, yeah, this one's doable. So that's what I got for Nine Souls. And I hope to say more about that in the future. It's one that's easy. It is easy to pick up. It's just so quick for me to put down sometimes.
Dude, I get it. Again, a million games.
Yep.
It's just like I got to get the discipline to really just like boom, just you play this one. That's what I had to do with Clair Obscur. I'm like, I need to like forget everything else and just finish this. So
Right.
maybe I'll do
Right.
that to Nine Souls next. Like it really deserves it. And I want to get into it.
Yeah. Yeah. It could be game of the year for either of us too. So
Yeah,
time
absolutely.
will tell. But with that said, why don't we take another break and then we can come back with a few more hits of some games we got going on.
Let's do it. And and we're back. Dan, as stated earlier, and as stated on a couple of episodes of bonus level, I do have a Switch 2, and I am playing through a couple of games on there. One game is funny enough; it's the first game I purchased, but I'll talk about it in quick hits. But the other two are well, one of the other two, I'm playing through Pokemon Scarlet, right? And I
Hmm.
played through this on this first Switch already, but now I'm playing through the DLC of it all.
There's a
And I'm
DLC.
There's DLC for it. Yeah, there's 2 DLC technically. So there's the teal mask, and then there's like the indigo disc. And I wanted to pick the DLC up for Scarlet because I never played it on Switch, and I'm like, okay, the game runs a lot better on Switch too. So it's 60. It's a consistent. I think it's mostly consistent, 60 frames per second. I'm not wanting to like throw up and scratch my eyes out looking at the screen because it's like running at 2 frames a second if I'm lucky. Um, and it's a lot smoother. The textures are still kind of like gr- not great. No performance boost is going to make the textures look great better.
Mm,
But the resolution looks good. Like they upscaled, I think the resolution, I believe, on handheld mode, so it's like a 1080p, 60 frames per second.
nice.
Everything's good.
Yep.
I'm playing through the DLC in that the teal mask. There's not there's not too much to say about it, Dan, because it's a DLC for Pokemon. You go to a separate land. There's a story involving like the legendary Pokemon of that land. It's not deep, not a deep story. You befriend like this outcast Pokemon, and there's 3 Pokemon that are like bullying him or something. But the town thinks that those 3 Pokemon are the heroes, and at the end they find out the truth, and you befriend the Pokemon, you catch all of them. It's whatever. The story is not why I'm why I'm playing through it.
Right.
It's kind of just to get more of that, that Pokemon experience that I enjoy. I know the
Hmm.
games aren't going to be super deep, but I this is one of my childhood franchises that I love and adore, and it's something that sticks with you. So more Pokemon is what I enjoy. I do want to fill out my living decks. So like my goal is to get like one of every Pokemon ever and put them into there's an app called Pokemon Home.
Hmm.
So your cloud server that you can like pay $15 a year for, I think, and store all of your Pokemon ever in there. So I want to create a whole living deck. So I gotta buy the DLC to capture the legendary Pokemon that are specific to this DLC. Blah blah blah. The main focus is that it's running a lot better on Switch too, and a I'm having a great experience with Pokemon Scarlet on Switch too. And I think that if this game came out and it ran like it's running like it does on Switch too,
Yeah.
I think this would have been considered like one of the best Pokemon games of all time, just
Wow.
because of like the textures may not be great, but like there's a great game there, but I think this in the state it came out on Switch 1, it really muddied the waters for it. It put a bad taste in like the mouth of like the gamers who played it and like of Game Freak themselves. I'm like they really put out a game and they know it's running like this poorly, but
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
uh,
it's funny. I just a couple nights ago I was playing Pokemon Violet.
mhm,
Um, I just kept saying I can't. I don't like this game. I don't say that about a lot of games.
yeah,
The game before that was Pokemon Arceus, which I also didn't like.
sure,
Um, but especially for Violet, it's just like I think the one thing that I'm just like hung up on is like it's slow.
yeah,
Not in terms of like pacing of story or anything, but like getting into a Pokemon battle is the slowest thing. Catching a Pokemon is the slowest thing.
hmm,
And I don't know if it's like an FPS thing or just like it's I don't know, a loading thing. Um, but it's a slog for me sometimes, and it just
yeah.
takes my I don't know excitement away.
No, no, you're right. Like the loading times, the getting from place to place, getting into a battle, like having that take so long just takes you out of it. And it's like, I think when we're kids, we don't really notice those things. It's not
Right.
kind of like whatever.
Yeah.
But we're getting older now. Time is
Hmm.
precious every second. And especially when you're playing a game like this. I will say the loading times are a lot better.
Nice.
Um, but I think there's just something with how the game engine itself, like the bones of it, getting in and out of a Pokemon battle, it's not as long, but it's still a couple seconds longer than it probably should be for
Right.
like the engine to like think about what's happening and then proceed to the next step.
Hmm.
Not as long as it was on Switch 1. Like it's definitely better, but yeah, there are a couple seconds there where you're like, let's let's speed this up or whatever. But it's cool. It's cool. I'm enjoying it, and I'm excited to finish the second half of the DLC. Again, it's like I'm not loving it, but I'm really liking it. So
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they also announced a new Pokemon game. That's is it a Legends? Pokemon Legends?
yeah, it's the next Legends game, Pokemon Legends ZA.
ZA. That's what it was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's interesting. It looks interesting. Pat and I talked about it on bonus level a couple episodes ago. It's like I don't know if I'm excited for it, but we'll see what happens when it
Yeah,
comes out.
yeah. I
I mean,
don't know if I talked about it with you in here about like what I didn't like about Arceus.
oh yeah, tell me.
I one of the most distinct things is that there's too much talking. It's just so much dialogue, and you can't skip it. And
hmm
it just you have to let it play out, and then you do another thing for like 2 seconds, and it's dialogue again. So
Yes, yes. It's been a while since I played it, but that's like one of the things that sticks out. And there's no, and I think the thing that might have alleviated it, one, being able to skip it, but two, voice acting. Like
oh yeah,
you, these games, if you're gonna have that much dialogue, you need to have voice acting. It's kind of like
right,
unexcusable after a certain point. And Scarlet and Violet, like the DLCs are getting kind of story heavy, so it's like there's also a lot of talking, and it's kind of awkward when like the characters, they're 3D modeled, they're standing there and their mouths are moving, and you're reading the text, but there's no voice acting
right.
anymore. So it was excusable during the Sprite era, during the
Hmm.
DS and Game
Hmm.
Boy Advance, it's fine. But like I think once you're getting to 3D, it's there needs to be something there, you know?
Yeah, I think about like Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom,
Mhm.
where like heavy plot scenes they brought on the voice
Yeah,
acting.
at the very least. Yeah,
Uh,
heavy plot scenes. And if again, like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, even if they just do like the like, maybe they don't say the full sentence, but they do like a huh or like a, some kind of like sound or emote or
right.
something
Yeah. Yeah.
audibly be something.
I hope I hope for the best for ZA,
Yeah.
but I don't think I'm going to be the one that's going to be in line to get that game.
That's understandable.
Yeah.
I'm part of the problem. I buy them all anyway, and but it is what it is. That's Pokemon for you. The other Switch 2 game I'm playing, I don't have a lot to say about it yet. I'm still percolating my feelings about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Mario Kart World, Dan. The new entry, the launch title for the Switch 2, the newest entry in the long running Mario Kart series.
Hmm.
And it's open world now. It's a lot of fun. It's Mario Kart. It's the same, not the same Mario Kart, but you know what you're getting with Mario Kart.
Yeah.
It's still the same experience, the fun experience with friends, Dan. The open world is fun to roam around in. I wouldn't say it's the main experience because it's kind of just like once you boot up the game, there's the menu where you can choose Grand Prix, battle, or whatever, and there's a little start button in the corner where it says free roam. And if
Huh.
you press that, you instantly start your free roam as whatever character is presented on the screen. So it's kind of like seamless. And it's a beautiful world. Like I really like the open world that they created. It's so cool. Just like the different environments they made, being able to drive from track to track to
That's
track,
cool. Yeah.
so cool. And that's one of the cool things about it. Like once you choose Grand Prix and you choose like your course and your four races, once you complete one race, you could drive to the next race. It's really cool. The one thing that I don't think is really cool about it, Dan, so it's gonna take me a minute to explain this. So you choose Grand Prix and you have your
Hmm.
four races, right? Like normal.
Yep.
So you do your first race, it's your usual 3 laps, and you're done. The second race and the race after that, and then the race after the following races in between, you drive to the next everybody drives to the next track or the next the next race. And in between, you're like driving on a highway or whatever, everyone's racing to the next one. That intermission, like between track to track, when you're driving to the next one, sometimes that intermission takes up like 2 out of the 3 laps.
What?
So once you get to the track, like the actual race, you just race around it once,
Uh huh.
and then that's it. And it's kind of weird to me that I'm like, why wouldn't you just make like the intermission, like the highway when you're driving to the other track, like one
Yeah.
of its own tracks, and then boom, you're driving around the track 3 times like normal.
Right.
They don't do that every time. Like sometimes that intermission lasts like 2 laps or 3 laps, and then you drive around the next track like once or whatever. But it's a little weird to me because you don't experience the next track like fully. You're racing
Yeah.
around it once.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard that a lot through a lot of like podcasters I listen to. It's a kind of a major grievance from a lot of people. But
Yeah. I
it's a
don't
little
know.
weird.
Even as you describing, I'm like, I don't know if I would feel as competitive.
Yeah, it takes like I want to see the track. I want to see the track. I want to go around it 3 times.
Yeah.
Again, driving to that track is a lot of fun because again, you're driving on a highway. The highways are huge because there's 24 racers now.
Wow.
So it's a new experience. And again, I'm having a lot of fun. That's like just one grievance. Mario Kart is going to be quality no matter what in other areas. It's going to be a fun time no matter what. So still having a good time,
Hmm.
but it's just like one of
I
those things.
I am curious. I'll have to look it up and see where that happens just to see people's reactions. Because I don't know. I'm having a little bit of trouble like settling with that, and like I'm just going around once. Like,
Yeah, it's
I don't know,
weird.
is there room for like items to get into play and like
Mhm.
I don't know
Yeah,
takeovers? I don't know.
yeah, it's still fun.
Mhm.
This Mario Kart has one of the sorry, I'm gonna burp. It has one of the best rainbow roads like ever.
Oh yeah,
Um, a lot of spectacle, and yeah, and the characters have a lot of life to them, a lot of charm. You can grind on rails now, and you can like ride on the walls and stuff. So
yeah,
like to get like a
yeah.
little bit of advantage.
That's
It's a
pretty
lot of
cool.
cool stuff. So it's just gonna take some growing pains. We sat so long with Mario Kart 8 that any new Mario Kart's gonna have a little bit of a growing pain to get used to.
That's true.
So,
Yeah, 8 was a very long time, and that's the
mhm,
last one I played, and
mhm,
I don't know, I'm not over Mario Kart. It's always gonna have like a spot in my like gaming like history.
mhm.
Um, but it's almost like how I feel about Mario Party. It's a lot of it is the same. It's fun to play with friends and stuff, but
Sure.
after a while, it's like, okay, what can I do next?
Yeah, it's one of those games. It's like play it at the when you're hanging out with friends.
Yeah.
That might be it. I'm not gonna boot it up by myself. Or maybe once the girls get older, maybe they'll
Oh
enjoy
yeah.
Mario Kart.
My oldest daughter, she's 4. She's really into rainbows, everything now.
Yeah.
Her favorite colors are purple, blue, and rainbow.
I think that might be cheating.
Yeah, a little bit. But then I showed her like just in the background, I played like a YouTube video of like all the rainbow roads
Ah,
ever, right? And she's like, I like that one. No, I like that one. This one's my favorite. And
ah.
so I actually like booted up Mario Kart 64 on like the Switch E console,
Mhm.
and her mind was blown that I was driving
That's
on a rainbow road in the middle of space.
that has to be the coolest thing to a 4-year-old, dude.
Yeah, yeah. So
And she
she's
likes oh my
definitely
god, and she likes space too, right?
and she loves space.
Oh
So
my
she
god.
was just like silent and she was in awe. So um
Um,
so
imagine
yeah.
just like experiencing like pure nirvana in front of your eyes on a TV screen. Like all
For
your
the first
interests just went.
time, yeah, just having it all intersect, be like, "You could do that? You could just make that happen?"
What I wouldn't give to experience that for the first time.
It's amazing.
Oh yeah, but that's Mario Kart World, man. I'll probably have more to say about it later on. But we're gonna stick with the Mario theme, Dan, and Mario RPG. You
Oh,
finally getting to
man.
it?
I really like Mario RPG. Did you
Mhm.
play the original at all?
Mm-mm, not at
Yeah.
all.
Super Mario RPG, it was like a love story between, like, Nintendo and Square Enix at the time when it first came out for Super Nintendo. Um, and it was so fun. I played it when I was a kid. It was it was very charming. It's very funny. Music was great. Fighting mechanics were fun. Excuse me. And that was right after I came off of like Chrono Trigger.
Ooh,
I'm like, what else
nice.
can I play? Chrono Trigger, hailed as one of the best JRPGs of all time.
Mhm.
And going into Super Mario RPG, I'm like, we all know Mario as a side scroller, right? And these are the characters, so on and so forth. And Super Mario RPG puts a spin on it. Bowser is like a party member, whereas he was often just the villain, right? The main
Right.
villain. Um, and being able to have conversations with these characters you know and love from the platformers is at so much more depth to the Mario universe. So that it created a pathway for Paper Mario,
Mhm.
Mario and Luigi, Superstar, and so on and so forth.
So
Uh,
Mario RPG came before Paper Mario, right?
yep, yep.
Oh, cool, cool.
Uh, but obviously Paper Mario has its own like foundation.
Mhm.
Um, but you could see how like the RPG is like very very similar. Um, and then there's a GameCube iteration, Thousand Year Door, and stuff like that. Um, Super Mario, I think Mario and Luigi. I don't know if it's called RPG, but Mario and Luigi had their own like Game Boy Advance like RPG game where it was
Yep.
like a dual system, a lot of fun. But yeah, with this remake, it is amazing, and
Yeah.
I think about like this. This is what Switch One games could have been like. All the games should strive to be like Super Mario RPG remake
Mhm.
in terms of like graphical quality and music and just the vibrance of it. We saw a little bit. I saw a little bit of it in Link's Awakening
Yeah.
remake,
Mhm.
where it was that Nintendo charm, right? It
Yeah.
was playful and anyone could pick it up. I see it now with Super Mario RPG remake, where you're calling to the nostalgia, but also introducing like, but we're doing this on the Switch, so like we're gonna
Right.
ramp it up, right? Um, so something with as simple as like all out attacks that you would see in a Persona game, they do it in Super Mario RPG when you build up
Oh,
enough
cool.
like basically momentum. And depending on who you have in your party, they all have different effects. Um, and the animation is super cool. I don't skip them because they're so pretty.
Mhm. Absolutely.
Um, and to see it play out in like a different dimension that I couldn't imagine when I was a kid, super fulfilling. And it's fun. It is a JRPG, but it's light. It's like
Mhm.
lighthearted. It doesn't take it easy on you, but
Mhm.
um, it's also not as mentally taxing.
Sure.
And that's what I like about it. It's not a game where I have to feel like, okay, I need to save some brain power for this one.
Mhm.
So I am just casually playing through that game. I know what happens. Obviously, I beat the game
Sure.
years and years ago. So it's just being there for the ride and appreciating like the love story that was once Square Enix and Nintendo back then.
Absolutely. Did the game make is it a pretty, like, faithful remake? Does it kinda, like, stick
I'd
to the
say
same
so.
thing?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'd say so. In terms of plot and mechanics, for the most part, yeah.
Okay.
Um, there's like nitpicky things you could say about like buttons and stuff, but put that aside very
Sure.
easily. Um, it, the sense of humor is all there, and there's
Mhm.
some like I don't know if they're like Easter eggs, but um, just like little little bits of like Nintendo trivia that are sprinkled in the game, just as it was back for the Super Nintendo.
That's cool.
And that's just lighthearted. It's heartwarming to be honest. Um, but it's like I said, the same feel I had for when I played Link's Awakening remake.
Mhm.
Um, where it just yeah, I'm happy that they did this and with more modern technology. And people are aged very well, so people are going to enjoy it no matter what. And so
Oh,
I'm
absolutely.
very glad I have the chance to play this game.
Yeah, dude. Like I think we're blessed with like the age range we are because we got to experience like these older video games, sprite based, in their origins and how they were and have a great time with them. And now as we're getting older, we get to experience like them in a different form,
Yeah.
remade and like in 3D, but like still have that same charm, that same
Mm.
Nintendo like magic. You know, if you if I when I played Link's Awakening as a kid on like the Game Boy, I would never have imagined
Oh
that,
no.
like, there would get, like, a 3D remake, and it would look, like, that beautiful.
Yeah.
Woulda, like and I would be able to play it handheld. I would, like,
Amazing, right?
blow my mind. Amazing.
And
And Breath of
it's amazing.
it's
I,
so
I
cool.
I think the funniest part when they do these remakes, Nintendo or otherwise, is that when you see a model like made so clearly and colorfully and so detailed.
Mhm.
It's I think the humor behind it is that the first thought I think is that's not how I imagined this would look. I
Right,
didn't
right.
know it looked like that. That's what this was supposed to be this whole time.
Mhm.
And it kind of shifts the way you think. It adds to it, of course, but it's like for Pokemon when you played the original Red Blue
Oh, yeah.
and you saw these Pokemon like not even sprites, but just like lines, right, in different
Mhm.
shapes. You're like, what is that? And then when you see it in Violet and Scarlet, you're like, oh wow, that's completely different than what I
That is
saw, even on
not
Pokemon.
how I imagined it at
Yeah.
all, right?
So it's mind blowing how that kind of like gets revisited again.
Mhm, gives it just a whole new, like, magic to it and all.
Right.
Would you so if I had an interest in Super Mario RPG, would you say there was value to playing the original, or should I just, get the remake or remaster,
I
whatever?
I that's a good question. I I don't know how to answer that.
Mhm,
I think back to when I played the original, and there are some memorable moments in the original that you could get into after like a couple hours.
mhm,
And because there's some iconic scenes where that's what the like Super Mario RPG is known for. And then once you see that in the original, you can go into the remake, play it through. I don't
sure,
think it's very necessary. I think it's just really cool how they stay true to it.
mhm,
I think my final answer would be don't worry with the original, play the new one. And then if you're curious, look into the original.
okay,
Because they stayed pretty true to the formula.
okay, absolutely. That's something I wanna look into. And
Mm,
all the Mario games are like a huge blind spot for me. So I'm like, it's always in the back of my mind that to play Paper Mario, to play the RPG, and even the Mario and Luigi games. So it's eventually for
yeah,
sure.
yeah. Again, not as taxing. They don't take very long.
Mhm.
Um, and at this point, if you're especially if you're going back to play like the originals, use a walkthrough, right?
Sure,
Um,
sure.
I,
Those games are
I,
hard.
they yeah, guys, they were made for well, the ones I played were made for rentals,
Mhm.
and the rental versions of these games were meant to be hard,
Oh yeah, keep
so
you
that way
coming
you
back,
had to
baby.
keep coming back to rent them. Yeah,
Yeah, dude.
and if you're emulating, of course, there's always a way around it. But yeah,
Absolutely.
I'm excited. Should you pick these games up and see how like Mario enters the JRPG realm?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll let you know. Another
Yeah,
JRPG. Why not?
why not?
Why
So
not?
on top of Mario RPG, I'm not forcing my way through it, but I am casually playing it. I am, however, using the Force in Jedi Survivor.
Hey, got him. Got him.
Jedi Survivor, the sequel to Jedi Fallen Order, I believe.
Mhm.
Um, I think I had mentioned it before. I made a little bit more progress after I really like started to figure out what this game is structured like.
Mhm.
Jedi Fallen Order was a bit linear, where you could
Yeah.
really just pinpoint what you got to do next. Jedi Survivor is much more open world. So I think about like how people complain about Fallen Order in the map system
Mhm.
back then. Well, now I don't know if they really improved on the maps because now it's just a bigger map with a lot more
Mm.
stuff to do.
Oh, dang.
And so it's like it could be as overwhelming as I felt when I looked at a Skyrim map and there's like different markers and stuff like that. I have
Sure.
no idea what they
Absolutely.
meant. Now I'm looking at a Star Wars Jedi Survivor map and I have no idea where I'm going, what I'm doing, what I'm looking for,
Mhm.
what beacons I set to like mark where I should be going. Um, albeit looking at the main like mission and quest, um, I don't know. I still get overwhelmed, and so I think I put it down more often than not because I'm unsure if what I'm doing is beyond my capacity at this time,
Mhm.
or if it's like natural, like stumble upon process. And the people I'm talking to, well, I'll call them the villagers that I'm talking to, are giving me information that I don't know if it's relevant or not. So
That
I
has to do with a side quest 3 hours ago. I'm on a
exactly,
different I'm on
yeah.
a different mission now.
So I'm more confused than anything, and so
Sure.
that's gonna force me to not use the force, put the game down for a little bit,
Yeah.
and revisit it later. And it's again with what I said with Clair Obscur running into the mime. I'm running into like these fights that I shouldn't be in, and I'm losing. Where I'm thinking, oh, this is part of the main plot. I need to do this,
Mhm.
but there's really no indication telling me that I need to be doing something else. So I do get frustrated. It's more stressful than not. So I think once I figure out like what this map means to me, what the quests mean to me,
Are you
then
still on are you still in that first world?
um,
Like, once, like,
I
not the
don't.
first world, but, like
I'm in some like I won't call it like a desert world, but
yeah, yeah.
there's like a saloon, and that's where like my crew is.
Mhm.
Um,
I heard from, like I haven't played through it, but I heard from, like, the podcasters and stuff that that world is the most confusing because that's the most open world of all the
it's
worlds you're
huge.
gonna go to,
Yeah.
but once you, like, get off that world, not all the other worlds are gonna be like that one. So
Okay.
that's the
Well,
one that, like, you keep coming back to and, like,
that's
opening up and
encouraging.
exploring.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
seems like that's home base, right?
Mhm.
And yeah, I could explore it every corner, every crevice, and just like never really finish it.
Yeah.
Um, but one of my missions is there. I just don't know who I'm supposed to talk to. It's huge.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, do I just like go to another planet and do another mission and just like build up like my familiarity with the game so
Mhm.
that way I could like come back to this main world and be like, I got this. I don't know. So I will continue to give it a chance. I It's not a game I want to just drop because I
Mhm.
want to see the story out from Fallen Order.
Yeah.
Uh, and it is fun. Like when I get into these battles and fights, it is fun.
Mhm.
It's almost Souls like. Um, but who doesn't want to be a Jedi, right? Like
Oh,
that'd be the
dude.
coolest thing.
Absolutely. It's on my list too. Like, it's
Yeah.
on Game Pass. I played through the tutorial a little bit, but then I dropped it. But I played through Fallen Order, beat it, loved it. I'm not the biggest Star Wars guy, but like you said, that game is so much fun to play and the
Oh
combat's
yeah.
amazing. Who wouldn't want to be a Jedi?
Hmm.
So it's on the list for sure. Um, and I'm sure I'll have the same grievances as you. If a world gets too big and and there's too much in it, I'll get overwhelmed. I won't know what to do, and unfortunately, it might fall on the backlog. But I
It'll
mean,
fall in the backlog. We buy it again. There's a
and we
special
buy it again.
edition. There's an anniversary edition. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's exactly what happens.
There's an anniversary edition, but they added fishing this time, and I'll go fishing, and it's just the Skyrim problem all over again.
But yeah, that's what I got going on my end. But let's say we go for a final break and then come back with some quick hits.
Let's do it, man. Ladies and gentlemen, days and thems, we are back with our last quick little section before we end our little episode here. We got the quick hits. Dan, I've got two for you today here.
Yep.
Um, as I mentioned earlier, there's one game that you have played through already and talked about on the show that it was my first purchase on the Switch 2, funnily enough. Undertale. And
Oh
then
yeah,
yeah, yeah. I'm like,
Undertale.
how
Nice.
do I test this powerful new system by playing Undertale on it?
Will it
Um,
give me a good experience with Undertale?
right. I
This
mean,
is your first time?
yeah, it's my first time.
Nice.
This is my first
Nice.
time. So I'm getting through it a little bit. Still early on, but I've made some progress. I've met Papyrus and Sans, and I've already made friends with Papyrus. So
So funny. He's such a
it's
funny character.
hilarious. I ran into Undyne for a first couple times, and
Okay.
she like, as I was walking, she was like trying to like kill me or whatever, and that was like super kind of scary.
Yeah, that was pretty
Um,
tense. I remember that one.
yeah, super intense, but it's so cool. The humor in this game, so funny.
It's a short game too. It's meant
Mhm,
for multiple playthroughs,
mhm,
um, with different decision points and endings. I may have told you about the ending that I got, the
mhm.
ending that I looked up. Um, but the humor in that game is top notch.
So good.
It's again, talk about like the span of RPGs, JRPGs we're playing and have played and
Mhm.
are talking about. This one's on such the lighter end.
Mhm.
Same like deep meaning and stuff behind it, but like the mechanics are fun. They're
Yeah.
easy. It's not hard to pick up and learn. Um, Music's great. Vibe is
Oh,
great. All right, and the
so
humor is
good.
just like top notch, like I said. So, great package. I don't know how it will test as a Switch 2, but I hope that it is a good outcome.
You're right. You're right, right. Definitely not pushing it too hard, hardware wise or whatever. But no, it's been a great time. And yeah, like you said, like there are some great JRPGs out there or RPGs. And this one's on the lighter side, but just as quality through its writing, through its music, through the vibe of it all. It's just a cute little package. And I'm playing through it because I want to play through. I want to play through Deltarune eventually,
Hmm. Hmm.
the fourth chapter that just dropped not too long ago. So that's my goal. That's my goal
Yeah.
to get there eventually.
Do we
So
know how
so yeah,
many chapters are supposed to be Deltarune?
I think 6
Okay.
maybe. Could be wrong. And I definitely could be wrong, but
Yeah.
I want to say 6 in total. But
Yeah.
yeah, that was a lot of fun. And the second game for my quick little hit section is a game that I sent to our Discord a couple times, just testing the waters, being like, "Hey, maybe we should play this together or something like that." It's a game that came out very recently. It's called Peak.
Peak.
Peak. It's the new multiplayer play with your friend game. Little $8 game. Just like Repo, just like
Hmm.
forgetting the name, content warning and all that. So me, Shots, and Mallory have been playing it. We played
Yeah.
once, and then me and Mallory played our own a couple times. It's a lot of fun. You create a stupid little character. You play as these like things that look like Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts, and your goal is just to climb a mountain.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
looking it up as you're talking about it.
yeah.
It looks fun.
It's a lot of fun.
It's
um,
published and developed by AgroCrab,
yeah,
um, who created what was that game called?
another crab's treasure.
Another Crab's Treasure. Yes.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, by that team. And I could be wrong. I think because this is something I heard like yesterday or today. This is something that might need to be fact checked. But they started making this game in February, I
Hmm.
believe. So they made it really quickly. It was like a side game. And they released it super quickly and it blew up. Like this game is like all over TikTok. It's like
Oh, really?
it's super huge. Like a lot of people are playing it. I think games like this just do well. Games that have proximity chat, and you just play them with your friends and all that. But
It doesn't take
it,
it
it
too seriously.
doesn't take itself too seriously. It's
Yeah.
it's a great streamer game. Like I'm sure the streamers are going crazy for it, getting some good like organic, funny clips out of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I think we would have a lot of fun playing it.
I think, yeah, that'd be awesome. It looks so fun.
Mhm.
Um, and just I'm looking at these characters and they look so goofy. That
It's
like
good.
you can customize them and everything. One guy's wearing a mushroom on his head.
Dude,
Uh,
it's so goofy. It's so goofy.
yeah, I'd give it a go.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Again, $8, no pressure.
Yeah.
But we do have a tendency to buy a lot of games and be like, we'll play this together, and then play it once or
Yeah.
twice.
We've
Whatever.
yet to have a second run for repos. So
We've yet to have a second repo run, and that was so much fun. That was so
that
much
was
fun.
great. Yeah,
Yeah,
such a good time. Um,
yeah,
but yeah, that's awesome. I'm glad you brought that up.
yeah, absolutely. But that's all for me, my man. What you got? What you got for us?
Um, Super quick. I know people know how much I love Stellar Blade.
Hmm.
So much that I have bought the PC version, the complete package. So I'm getting
Oof.
like the near like DLC and stuff like that. Um, and it's a prettier game that more than I could ever have imagined it could be.
Hmm.
And I was talking to you before offline. I I played through this game. I know what it is. I know what you can and can't do. I know how hard it could be too. So now
Hmm.
I'm just having fun. I'm messing around with it. I installed some mods where my attack speed super high, my crit rate super high. Um, I could jump as much as I want if I wanted to, you know.
Nice.
Um, and I'm playing it on easy mode, so it's like even easier than I could ever
Nice.
imagined. And I'm just going for the ride. I'm enjoying it. I'm making it silly. I'm making it fun. Every time Eve finds a soda can, Joe Biden in the background yells "soda."
Amazing. Amazing.
I'm gonna download a mod where whenever I pick up items, it's the sound that Mario games have when he picks up a coin.
Mhm.
Um, my little android that follows me around the pod that follows me around might be Samus's starship or Star
Mhm.
Fox's ship. Stuff like that, just to make it silly and make it like just mindless. Um,
Absolutely. Enjoy your second run through.
yeah, yeah, I am absolutely gonna enjoy it. I'm using a controller for my PC, so it still feels pretty natural. Turns
Mhm.
out I remember more moves than I thought I would
Oh,
have.
nice.
Um, it's like I didn't need much time to brush off that rust. Um, and it's still like super satisfying, those boss fights and stuff like that. I
So
was
good.
telling you about fighting Gigas, though, the first Alpha Natiba, and it just felt super natural and a lot of fun. So, I'm not going to devote a ton of time into that game. It's one of those things I'll just pick up, decompress a little bit,
Mhm.
make some progress. Um, so I'm glad that it came out on PC and I could make it my own.
Yeah, dude, I was heartbroken when it wasn't on sale for the Steam summer sale. I'm like,
Oh yeah,
still
maybe not yet.
price. Not yet.
They usually surprise us like towards the end, like something
Mhm.
something comes through, and we're like, oh my god, we all have to jump on it now. There's not a lot of time.
Sure.
But yeah, I'd say it's worth it. I know you obviously played it because I gave you my copy for a little bit.
Mhm.
Um, but to do it on PC is another level.
Yeah, absolutely. I do wanna get into it, download those funny mods, and
Yeah,
just have a good time with it.
yeah, yeah.
That what a fantastic game.
Yeah. Still, listen to those episodes if you're curious. I have
Mhm.
so much to say about Stellar Blade, um, or even try out the game yourself. Is absolutely worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. We've waxed poetically enough about it on past
Yep,
episodes, so we won't
absolutely,
get into it again.
for sure, for sure.
Dope stuff, my man. Ladies, gentlemen, days and thems, thank you so much for tuning into another episode of the Double Kick Podcast. You can find us on Instagram at Double Kick Games. That's usually where we post when episodes go live and stuff like that. We have a lot of cool stuff working in the background as I test some things out here and there. So just stay tuned. We've got some fun stuff in the works. Stay tuned to our YouTube channel as well. We do post all of our video episodes up on there. If you're tuning in on Spotify, there's the not live video, but there's a video feed up on there as well. Give us a 5-star rating on Spotify and Apple if you would be so kind. It really helps out with the discoverability of the show and all that. And other than that, Dan, I've had a fantastic time.
Always a pleasure, Terry.
Absolutely. Everybody, stay safe. Have a good night.
See you.